OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network.
Good morning. And I really want to say thank you because you actually joined in the morning on Saturday morning for this workshop. And really, it makes my day because I was so worried. I said, Saturday, who in the world with the right mind would join at 9 a.m. in the morning? But apparently you have the right mind and you joined, so I thank you so much for that. Those of you, just like Marjorie said, I won't be monitoring the chat, so please feel free to ask questions or whatever it is, and she will get to me. And another thing is that I quickly want to know, I'm not sure if I can see all of you, so Marjorie has to tell me who. I know it's about you're curious about the NotebookLM, but who has who have used it or seen it, heard it, whatever it is in those 3 questions, please raise your hand or tell me something about it. I just want to know.
Anthony says he's used it maybe once.
Okay.
Evelyn says she's played around with it, played in quotation marks. Michael used a little. There's 2 people that haven't used it or they've heard of it. One person knows nothing. So it looks like most of the answers right now are that they've never used it.
Okay. All right. So 9:05 now. Let's get started. And first of all, I really want to, I'm sure if since you already registered and then you're here, it means you know about OTAN. And of course, please remember that OTAN provides the technology training. And then if your organizations or if your districts or if your schools need any kind of training or support for integrating the technology in your adult ed classes, please consider reaching out to OTAN. And you already know Marjorie, and then you also know, some of you may already know Anthony. So welcome, and let's get started. So now, I really would like to know if you want to chat, if you want to unmute, you're welcome to unmute or chat. I like interaction, so sometimes I might ask questions and whatever makes you feel comfortable, do let me know. A quick question. How do you see the image in here? How do you see AI? A quick short answer, text, whatever. Or okay, and let me see if I can see my chat. How do I do this? Okay, there we go. All right. So while you're typing or something, let me tell you how I see it. How I see AI as fascinating. Oh, no, let me start with the wrong one. I see AI as such a cute, lovely, so nice, everything I want, not everything, almost whatever I want. It's right there. I can pet it. I want to pet it. It's such a cutie pie, but actually it's not a cutie pie for me because it is a tiger behind it, or it's a dangerous species, it's very, it scares me, truth to be told, even though I am giving a workshop on this AI. I see this is, I see AI as this. So, hold on, let me close this back. But do you see another AI message? AI image. That image is, sometimes people are curious about who I am or what is this. Since you are here for the curious about, what do you call it? Yeah, curious about the NotebookLM. Before you're curious about NotebookLM, in case you're curious about me, here is my little story. I like to travel. And I like to take challenges head on. As you can see, the train is either coming or leaving me because I missed the train or one of those. But whichever way you want to take it, it's fine for me. I see it as it's a challenge coming in, and I am waiting right there to get out of my work after my work or my sessions are over. I mean, when the vacation time comes, I go there. And so this is who I am. I enjoy technology. If you can see, there is a phone there. That's a type of technology it's showing. And if you also notice, I like to color coordinate my clothes. If you see, notice it, that's who I am. Sometimes people don't even remember me anything about me, but they do remember my scarf and my colors that what I wore at the workshop or this or that. So just so you know, I like anything that is presentable, and I like myself to be always presentable. Of course, except when I'm at home, right? So don't worry, I won't talk more about me anymore. And you are here for NotebookLM, and this is what we're gonna do. In case you do not remember or you didn't read the email, who the presenters is, I am Farzana Cassim, and one of the OTAN presenters. I am also known as OTAN SME, subject matter expert. And I do not like the word expert, but that's okay because the technology is constantly changing. So I just use the word subject matter, know something presenter. I know something only. I do not know all or no expert, but I am willing to learn. So since you are also willing to learn, so both of us are here, all of us are here together to learn. So let's get going. In this webinar, the objectives are you will learn to understand what NotebookLM is, how it works through a live, how it works. And so I'm going to show you walk through with slides first. So please remember, I'm going to go through slides first so I can tell you what features and tools are available for us to use. And then I'm going to go to a live demo. And trust me, I guarantee you, you will be so fascinated with it. Those of you, if you have used once, trust me, a lot more. And then we are going to look at the NotebookLM itself. It has the 3 panels, sources, chat, and studio panels. Those are the 3 panels which we will go explore together. And here I already mentioned about the welcome and blah, blah, blah. But quick tips on file conversions, watermark, and corrections with grab tags. I will be doing that. The reason I'm going to do that is because you're going to be asking questions. Wow, great. NotebookLM is giving me these things. These are awesome, but they are in PDF format. How are you going to make it into PowerPoint or a Google slide? But in the future, I may have more workshops on detailing how, on details on how to do these things. But this particular workshop, today's workshop, will be quickly show you these things can be done. Yep. All right. Here are the 3 panels which I mentioned. I just want you to be Sherlock Holmes with me. You go to, like a Sherlock Holmes, he never touches anything first. He looks around first. He wants to see, he observes. This is how I learn any technology and anything. So like I said, Sherlock Holmes, you look around. So let's quickly take a look around. I'm not asking you to do a lot of things. Let's look at the left frame. Right under the untitled notebook, you see a frame or a panel. It's called sources. Remember that? The word sources. It means you put your stuff in there. Let's go to the middle frame. And that middle frame is chat. That chat frame is like it's using the chatbot Gemini. You've heard of Google Gemini, and you heard of ChatGPT, right? But in this case, we're not using ChatGPT because it's Google's product, which is Google Gemini. So you are using Google Gemini 3. The latest version. The brain is a fascinating one. So that's what you're talking, right? Chatting with that brain. Then the next one on the far right panel is known as Studio. That is where I call it outputs, all the outputs. What do you want from it? You give something to Notebook, and then you chat it with Gemini, which is in the middle, and then something has to happen, right? What do you want from it? Let's take a look at 9 items on the right side. Audio overview, mind map, flashcards, infographic, data table, video overview, reports, quiz, and slide deck. I also want you to note 2 areas. One area for now. One is way on the bottom right. Do you see a button, black button? It's called Add Note. That is also what I will mention later on in the middle, on the chat middle button, middle frame. You will see around here something called Save to Note, which I will also go over. So that's all it is about the panels or the screen of NotebookLM. You now have some sort of idea. When I now go to the next slide, you will start to notice, what it is, what these features or tools are. So before we get to it, and most of us have questions, as I mentioned before, I like to know all about what I am going to use because I'm investing my time to learn this technology. So I need to know anything and everything about it, not all, but at least somewhat, right? So let's understand they have plans, different plans, standard free plans. Most of us are not in here. We are most likely in the Pro or the Plus, depends on your districts. The district is the one who does the, the negotiation with them. So I do not know. If you wish to ask your district. But for now, these are the 4 plans. Standard free plan, that means anyone with a Gmail account can get it. And then Plus plan, of course, higher, limits and higher usage and a few things. Pro and then Ultra, just a screenshot. I'm not going to go over any of these things much. Just know that as you move up to the Plus, Pro, or Ultra, you get higher limits, as in you can add more notebooks, you can add more sources, or you can get audio and video overviews. You are like, what do you mean by those? I will explain in the next few slides. Yeah. Marjorie, everything is okay, right? Whenever you need to, please unmute, and you are welcome to stop me. Okay. Give me a minute, please.
Yeah, just remember, everyone, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat. I will be facilitating that for Farzana. Or like she said, feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like.
Thank you. So if you're using education or enterprise accounts, your data isn't used to, according to them, is train AI models, as in a lot of AI models out there. It is not. It is not reviewed by humans either. Whatever you chat, it's between us, or whatever, output that you get. So the choice really comes down to scale, not capability. The tools are all the same. You're going to get all the tools the same, but what the limits? The limits are, can you get 6 audio video per day according to Plus, or do you get 20 audio video outputs with the Pro, or things like that, right? So that is something that you might want to either take a screenshot, or if you want to wait until the end, wait for me. I will put the PDF file for you to use it. And if you are taking notes, that's yours. Now, what is NotebookLM? It is AI-powered thinking partner. I usually think of it as my own creative assistant. It takes care of my PowerPoints or infographics for me. It works only with the contents you uploaded. It means it doesn't go out unless you ask it to go and find information or do a web search. Other than that, it will only work with you. You got your own agent, AI agent, working for you with the materials you put. You're going to say, what materials can I put? It means you are going to feed this NotebookLM PDFs, Google Documents, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, not PowerPoints, like a Google Slides, YouTube, audio files that you used to have, or web links with some of the, blogs or stuff that you want it to understand. You put or you feed all these things. You can even make copied from some files, and you paste it. All kinds of things you can feed NotebookLM. Now the data, all you feed, whatever data that you feed, is the only data it's going to work. That's it. it's not going to go out or search anything unless you ask. So remember, what you feed is what you're going to get. If you feed gibberish and garbage, you will get gibberish and garbage. So just know what you want or what you want to feed, right? So NotebookLM structure, let me explain to you that. It is organized and organized around notebooks. Each notebook, as in, let's say you teach ESL class, but you also teach academic math, and you may also have a Saturday CTE class that you are a computer teacher. Can you imagine? You have 3 programs and you teach 3 programs. You don't want to have all in one notebook, right? So you're going to have a notebook for your ESL classes or class or academic class, another notebook for your CTE computer class. That's how each notebook lives in its own world. Okay, so think of, and each notebook, they don't talk to each other. That's intentional. That's pretty cool. It keeps things clean and focused and, much less overwhelming for us, right? Especially when we are juggling multiple projects. The sources, which I just mentioned to you, what are the sources, right? Very important. Knowing these sources are very much important because everything in NotebookLM starts with the sources. When I showed you the plain screen, it has nothing. It doesn't know. I cannot start chatting with it because it doesn't have any data in its brain. Due to that reason, you need to feed. As on the screen, you can see what is it that you can feed. I like to use the word feed because I want you to remember that what you are feeding is what is going to give you. I understand that, the proper term would be you input this, you put the sources or you give the sources, but I want to deliberately use the word feed. So please feed all these things that you are feeding. No, it's gonna only work with those feeds, with those sources. You are in control. You can turn sources on or off at any time. Let's take a look at the right side of my screen. You will see PDF, medical terminology guide, another PDF. There is a YouTube. There is an Excel sheet. Notice that, or Google Sheet. But on the far right, there is a little checkbox. Let's say I fed 5 items in there. If I only want my NotebookLM Google Gemini to focus only on YouTube and PDF, the third one and the fourth one, I can deselect the first one, the second one, and the fifth one. It means you are instructing the notebook to only focus on my PDF human anatomy and neural networks. That's all it's going to work. That's the beauty of NotebookLM. It's not going to look through every source that are not related to, right? So that is something that you might want to do when we get to the live demo. I will show you, I will point it out to you. Limits and best practices, I must remind you, because you're going to get to it. You're going to say, what happened to it? Why isn't it giving me any more information? Or why isn't it giving me outputs anymore? That's when you will know why it is. Each account, in this case, allows you to have 50 sources per notebook. It means you can have 49 PDFs and 1 YouTube. That's 50 sources, right? Or 35 PDF and 5 Google Docs, that's 40, and then 5 YouTube, that's 45. That's what I mean by sources. I think my room is extremely dry. Give me a second. But the main thing to remember is NotebookLM doesn't auto sync. So you use the Google Doc, you feed that Google Doc, and two days later you change that Google Doc. That means you're gonna have to remove that old Google Doc, add a new Google Doc that you just fixed. I mean, you just worked on, and then you have to resync it. Then it will get the fresh data. So don't remember, you cannot just say, oh, it will sync. No, it doesn't do the sync. Perhaps in the future, yeah. So whatever fixes you make, always remove the old file, and then you can just come back in, put the new one, sync the new one. 500,000 words per source. So what that means is, let's say you input or you feed one PDF, that one PDF can have up to 500,000 words. Nobody's going to sit down and read. None of us, I don't think I even, well, yeah, there are, pages and pages of documents that you may have. In that case, be mindful, only up to 500,000 words per source, means per file it can take. Now, 200 megabyte maximum file size. It means if your PDF or your YouTube, when you upload, not YouTube, the files that you upload can have up to 200 megabytes. So if you have audio files or your own video clips that you have, it cannot go beyond that. So understand that, yeah. Avoid uploading files that you don't have right to, and then also again, I mentioned you must manually re-upload files if they are updated externally. So let me quickly see anything that I need to answer, Marjorie, or I'm good.
There is a question. I don't know if you want to cover this now or towards the end. What if our district has not entered into an agreement with Google? I work at 2 districts and I have access at one and not at another. Can I access a different way, or does it have to be only through the district?
Yeah, you can have your own Gmail account and just use it. And if you don't want, yeah, so that's your own personal one. And then for the one district that you work for, if they allow you, you use it. It's only, I think it's on the previous page. It says here, let me quickly see. It says, your data isn't used to train AI models and it isn't reviewed by humans. It means you're cool, you're okay, as you can see, right? So you do not need to worry too much about it, but the district has so many many people to go through, so they don't have time to look at our chats. And besides, chats can be deleted and no one, whatever chats, it is not reviewed by humans. So that's something. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, she said that the issue with my own is I don't have the same features and I will need to pay.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Says the issue with my own is I don't have the same features, so I will need to pay. That's the comment.
Yes, okay. So let me tell you, I have 4 different accounts. One, I have a Gmail account. Because of that Gmail account, I have whatever the standard ones I have. 2, I work for the district, our LAUSD. I have either Plus or Pro. I do not know. I cannot figure it out yet, and they have no one can tell me yet. So that means I have higher limits and usage limits. That's one account. And then I also work for OTAN, and OTAN account I can still use the Google. The Google NotebookLM. That's the 3rd account. Then I also have another Gmail account that I paid for. Why did I pay for it? Because if I want to learn something, I need to learn everything about it. So due to that reason, I paid, I think it's a $6, $7 per month. So I paid that account. That is I have 4 accounts. And if you are looking at what I just showed you, it means it has to do with your district and it has to do with your account that you are not getting. So, and plus, if you wish to, at the end, I would like to, address more if you wish. Yep. All right. Do you remember when I showed you the plain interface of NotebookLM? There is in the middle called chat panel, because we on the left we talked about sources panel. So now we're going to talk about chat panel. It is like the way that you chat with the Google Gemini, the way you chat with your Google ChatGPT. So that is the area, and so it acts like an expert with you, but with your uploaded sources. So it means you only talk to Google Gemini. In this case, is the notebooks. Your notebook is Google Gemini, by the way. About the sources that you uploaded. You can ask for summaries, connections between these, files that you uploaded, or gaps, or even help refining ideas. So it reads everything for you. It watches all your videos for you, and then it's ready to have dialogue with you. That is where the chat is. And it does not hallucinate, because what you feed is what you're going to get. You understand? So if you feed gibberish, which I mentioned before, you're going to get gibberish information from within those sources that you put. Do you remember? That's the chat, okay? That's the second panel. Now, starting now, this slide, I'm now going to focus on the third panel. It's called the studio panel. In that studio panel, one of the 7, or some of you may not have all, but some of you, if you don't have all, is because Google has millions and billions or whatever customers, so they give the updates by batches. It means some people will get certain features like audio, video, reports, mind map, and so on. Some may not have infographics yet because it's still sending out batches. So audio overview is great when you don't want to sit and read. You have materials you uploaded, but you need to know about what you uploaded, right? Can you imagine now this audio output will let you, will talk to you so you can listen to it while you're driving or whatever, right? So that's the beauty of this NotebookLM. And it can turn your sources into podcast style conversations. So there will be 2 hosts, 2 AI hosts talking about your material. Can you imagine that? And then you can interrupt by join the conversation, and you can say, wait a minute, I don't understand this particular term you are talking about. And then it will go back and talk with you. Literally, it's so cool. So there are 4 different types. You have deep dive, brief, critique, or debate. So you can even debate with your AI host, 2 AI hosts. That's the audio overview. Yeah, please, even if we cannot get to it, all of it during this particular workshop, I plan to do, series on certain features, and literally amazing tool that they have. And this one is known as video overview. That's another tool under what do you call it? So a studio panel, right? So video overview, I want you to first look down the last sentence over there. It says cannot import YouTube videos older than 72 hours. Just pay attention to it. The statement is not true. So I want you to hold your thoughts, okay? So video overview focuses on turning complex ideas that you put in to visual explanations. It works from transcripts, the videos that you like, YouTube videos. So not the video itself, which is like important to know. You can choose different styles, like what kind of explanations do you want? You want it in a detailed explanations of your materials, or you just want the quick bite-sized versions. And then visual styles mean when it creates a whole little video for you, what type of background, what kind of designs that you want, and you can adjust those things, configure those things, right? So it is another way to see your materials that you fed from a different angle. So it gives you a little video overview of all your materials. First audio, now video. What about next? The next one is mind map. For example, you fed 30 PDFs, and then 1 course outline, and then 1 some kind of textbook materials, and all these things, but you do not know what chapters and within what chapters what the materials are talking about, right? So the mind map tells you. For example, on my screen, I was working on a medical terminology and for the medical class, for example, right? So the main thing here is medical terminology. That's the whole idea of this, my topic is, my notebook is. But sub, chapters or books or ideas within this are medical word elements, maybe clinical AI. So it reads all of your materials for you. It sorts out all your materials, into categories where they belong. And then it gives you a quick overview of, oh, is that what I'm learning? So when I learn my clinical AI in healthcare, I will be learning about key technologies, benefits and applications, what the challenges are, and so on and so forth. Because we are no lawyers like that. We can read all these, so many thousands of, I don't know, movies always show that this, high stacks of papers that they read in 20 minutes. That's impossible for us to read. I do not know about you. It's impossible for me. So this will give me a quick mind map telling me, oh, these are the materials you gave me. These are the, sub-materials or sub-chapters that you're going to be reading about or learning about. So that's how the mind map works. Now, NotebookLM can also generate structured documents for you. For example, you need reports, so things like study guides, briefing docs, or FAQs, sessions, or professional reports. This is like reports will allow you to have things, study guide style, or you want your materials to be, you want NotebookLM to use your materials to come up with policy briefs or any kind of, strategic memos. It will bring you all these things after reading all your materials, right? So that's reports. So to be told, I'll be very honest, I don't use reports much, but I plan to learn more because it's very, I'm sure if it is there, it means it must be useful. So if you wish to, depends on what you do, please go for it. Yes.
Sorry, we have a couple of questions here. The first one is you can't upload a chapter of a textbook because of copyright. Is that correct?
You cannot upload the screenshots, you said?
You can't upload a chapter of a textbook because of copyright. Is that correct?
That's correct. And then, so yes, I remember seeing either a reading or listen to an YouTube. It says OpenStax has textbooks that they use. But here's the thing, though. I did also hear you can use the textbooks if they are on PDF, but you are not selling it. You are using it to train. Remember, it doesn't it doesn't get trained to other models or for other people. It is just for you, so you can upload your own textbooks as long as you're not selling or doing anything about with your textbooks. So I cannot say all 100%, but I did come across with some videos explaining that you can just upload, but it stays within your own NotebookLM because there are no humans reviewing your materials. So that's something you may have to consider. The truth to be told, OpenStax has a lot of textbooks. Perhaps they may be related to your materials. Maybe you might want to first try using them. And then if it works, then textbooks, you may want to reach out to the company and ask them if it is usable, as long as you're not selling your materials, your own PowerPoints or your own PDFs that it spits out for you.
There's one more question.
Yes.
Can you put links in the mind map subcategories?
So mind map is it's going to give you when you download it, it is going to be, actually I have tried downloading. My download does not allow, so I am thinking my district network may be doing it, so I cannot do. So what I do is I screenshot piece by piece, and I paste them back in Microsoft Word, and that's how and then I save it as PDF or something. So you cannot download, even if you download it, it will be only PDF, and you cannot add anything. You can edit it later if you have knowledge of other tools outside of Google NotebookLM. At this time, the restriction is no, you cannot. So mind map, you can only do screenshot. If you can click download, and if it works, congratulations. At this time, it doesn't work for me, even though there is a button. Now, on this slide, it says flashcards, same deal. If flashcards, you all know what the flashcards is, but when you cannot download them, you cannot edit them. You can only, what I do is, actually, sorry, you can download them, but it will be an Excel rows and columns format, because flashcards mean front and back, correct? So front and back means 2 columns. So it will give you, for example, a bell, B-E-L-L, bell on the first column, And then what does bell means, or B for bell, or something like that, right? So in that case, 2 columns, and it will be on Excel format. In the future, I am going to do another notebook and focusing on how to extract this type of, Excel and make it into a flashcard, which I did for our school, for our WASC preparation. I created a flashcard, which I'll quickly share with you, and you're gonna be like, what? You could do it? And yes, the answer is you could do it, but unfortunately, I cannot fully show you here because of my 1-hour workshop over here, okay? Flashcards, as you can see, whatever materials, but remember it says generated cards cannot be edited after creation. So it is true, but I will show you a few things how we can do. Quizzes. Quizzes, you can create quizzes out of your materials, of course, right? You guys are teachers. Some of you may be teachers, some of you may not be, but either way, whatever materials that you put, it can create questions directly from your sources. And it can also explain when you click on wrong answer, it will tell you where you can even find that information from that source that you got. So it cites, is in there for you. Citation right in there. That's so cool. Here, did you now notice from the previous slides, look at the background colors, and now look at this. It's by design. I deliberately made it so you will all remember now, because I have found out majority of the people are so fascinated with infographic. NotebookLM can give. Oops, what did I do? Hold on. The slide deck that is PowerPoint, it can give, or I call it, why are you keep moving? Slide deck. And slide deck in this case, when it gives you, it will be a PDF, but I will briefly show you how I change it. And then there is a data table. And the data table was just added in January, and I found out about it while I was traveling. I was just quickly looking at something, and I said, what is a new feature that's added there? And so slide decks are perfect. By the way, I really want to focus especially on infographic and slide deck. And infographics are great when you want to see like relationships and the key ideas visually. For example, our WASC preparation, we have action plans. There are 6 action plans. But reading through all these things, I cannot remember what the heading of the first action plan is anymore, right? After you read the action plan too. So now with the infographic, you can clearly see what action plan 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are. That's when infographic comes in handy. Slide decks are perfect when you need something presentation ready. And so did you notice all these previous slides that I had done? They were all made with that slide decks and some with the infographic. I did none of them. You might be like, did you just cheat? I would say 50% credit goes to me and 50% credit. No, let's call it 75% credit goes to me. And then the 25% goes to NotebookLM, because I actually have to give instructions as to what color tones I want, what are the things that I want. So due to that reason, I'm taking some credits here, but I cannot take full credit because NotebookLM does work. It does its work. So as you can see, what you are looking at now is actually infographic page, a PDF or a JPEG image that is now used as my slide to explain to you a quick explanation of infographic, slide deck, and data table in one screen. So those are 3 different tools, but in one screen here. Any more questions, or we good?
There's one question that just popped up. Can you use the quizzes, like download to use with your class?
The quizzes you can download, but you cannot, no, can you hold on to that question, because I don't have full answer, but when we go to live demo in a few minutes, in a couple of slides, I want to see something with you, and I will then answer you. So please wait for me. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Managing your insight. Do you remember when I showed you the first page, the first few slides, the plain interface of NotebookLM? I told you to pay attention to the note, add note, and save to note on the bottom right and in the middle of chat screen. Those are the two. Save to note means when you talk to to Google Gemini, in the middle panel, it gives you information, right? You and Gemini were talking, and then you like certain thing that it gives you. Then you save to know. It means the chat that you were having, or not the chat, the materials, the response, or the responses that it gives you, that you can save it to know because they are so good, right? The summarization was so good, the summary was so good, or the information was so good. You want to save that note and then use it in the sources. Can you imagine how cool that is? You can reuse it, copy it, or not copy it, save to know. It goes to your studio panel, and now you can switch it to sources. So the conversations between you and Gemini can be reused as part of your sources because some of them are so good, right? It gives you incredible answers or something. That is called save to note. Now, another thing is this. What if you are a writer? What if some of you like to take your own notes and you have your own, personal notes that you have been doing? Scan it, put it, or you can type it in right there and there, and then they become part of your notes, part of your projects, and that can be used as all. So you're gonna be like, wait a minute, I'm working on this. How can I make this notes to be part of it? No problem. You can either type it up, scan it, or whatever it is, and you can put it, make it into a note, and it will be used as your source, one of your sources, right? So that is the cool thing that you could do. Sharing and collaboration, we should just understand that personal Gmail allow with up to 50 users, you can just share your NotebookLM. And then for as most of us work for the districts, enterprise and education have unlimited sharing within your own districts, right? So you can just go ahead and share. Public sharing is disabled. It means I cannot share it to a Gmail account or a Yahoo account. And you can, of course, just like Google, you can control whether it is a viewer or editor only role. So that's what it is. Now the question is, what? Show me quickly. What's the how do I get to it? You're gonna get to it with notebooklm.com. And so I am going to get started with NotebookLM. We're gonna add some sources and we're gonna get to it. Let's go for the live demo, and I'm gonna quickly share my other screen. Is here. My other screen is this one. So can you all see my Google Notebook quickly? Marjorie, tell me that you see my QuickBook. I think.
Yeah, we see Untitled Notebook in the top left.
Yes, there you go. And now I'm sharing it. Oh, did I not do that? I don't know, something happened.
We're still seeing that add a source to get started in the middle.
Okay, good. So you are seeing my NotebookLM page.
Yes.
Is that right?
It looks like it. Uh-huh.
Okay, good. Yeah, because the green bar disappeared on me. That's why. All right, so sources. Let's go ahead and add sources. Before I add sources, remember you go to notebooklm.google.com, log in with your district, log in with your Gmail, whatever it is that you want to log in with. But remember, no, it cannot be whatever it is. It is either your district or the Gmail, no Yahoo or any others, right? So add sources, it means here you can upload files, or I can copy and paste a video. So a YouTube video or something. Here is the Google Drive if you have materials on your Google Drive, or even if you have a copy text that, things that you only want particular paragraph, you copy and paste right there and there. So upload files quickly. I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you how you upload things, right? So in here, for example, I'm going to just quickly click on it, NotebookLM. I open it. Here is my PDF, right? Or if I have a YouTube, and you can simply go to a youtube.com, just let's say, here we go. I like what she says, and this is it. I copy her link. I come back to my YouTube website. Voila, paste it, insert it. So what I'm telling Gemini now is I need you to only focus on these two items, nothing else but these two. So it's not going to go find anywhere unless you really want it to go and find something else. Here it is. You can say find more notebook LM related or whatever it is that you want to ask, right? Or you want to know about the particular topic. Now it's going to go and find it for you and nothing to do with these two. But once it is here, it will give you what you want. Now, look at the chat in here. Let's say this is the summary of what I put. This summary, if I like it, I simply save to note. Look at on the right side. Voila, this note is saved. It's exactly the same as this. And if I like this note and I want it to become another source, I simply click on the three dots, convert to source. Now watch the left panel. Wow, here is the third source. This becomes a source now. It will now pay attention to it. But let's say I am only interested in YouTube. I want YouTube is the only one I want it to go and watch, tell me about it, what's going on about this YouTube, because I don't have time to listen and watch. So it's going to watch it for me. And now I'm going to ask it to give me infographic on this YouTube. So if I click the little infographic edit button here, I can give instructions, create colorful infographic with blue and purple tones, styles with beautiful, realistic looking images. Trust me, I just don't have time, so I cannot do a lot of things. But anyway, this is my instruction. You can have landscape mode. It means the pictures that you were looking at, the slides that you saw, or you want to make it into portrait. It will be perfect for your long, big digital screens or a square. So I'm gonna just leave it as is. And then I'm going to say generate. So it's going to go ahead and generate it for me. It's working. It's magic. And here, quiz. Someone asked me about quiz. I really want to go through that. Here, you can ask for fewer quizzes, means a few questions only. You want it easy out of this video. Why is it out of this video? Because I only selected one YouTube to focus on. So now you can say whatever you want, and it's going to go ahead and generate a quiz for me. Once it is finished, on the right side, as you can see, it is working now. It's doing its magic. And once it is ready, it's going to give me, and I hope it's going to do, give me good, fast enough. Let's quickly look at something. Add note. If I click on add note, here it is. I can type whatever note I want to type, and this note can become a source. So if I say something, it will use it now as my source. So all I have to do is convert to source. On the left side, I have a new note. You can also give a name, whatever it is that you want to give a name. Updated note, whatever. This is just, me changing it. But do you notice this updated note and new note, they are not syncing. So you're going to have to either remove if you have changed something in here, or you rename it. Remember one thing, please. Updated note, you can only, when you click on it, you can come and change it here, but it will not sync. So you may have to convert it to source. This is important. Most of us use Google, so please do not feel overwhelmed with all the things that I'm showing you. What you see in here, everything can be clicked and just simply, it's very easy to understand, menu here. So if you want to convert to source, you simply convert. And if you want to export to docs because you like it very much, your old note was so good, then you just, export to docs and so on. Now, let's take a look at the infographic we have been waiting for. Let's see how what it does for us. It watched the video, the YouTube video that I gave. I specifically said blue and purple tones. So it gave me blue and purple tones and the realistic looking images. So as you can see, they look real. Of course, not realistic, but it is really relevant images, right? That is called infographic. Now, on the bottom right, do you notice there is a NotebookLM watermark? The way I do is I simply download it. I'm going to go download it. Once I finish downloading, I get the image here. I simply click edit on my image and I save it. So voila, I no longer have a NotebookLM watermark. That is your infographic, one thing that you can do, right? Next is, because we are almost running out of time, 5 more minutes, which is 4 minutes left. Let's look at here, knowledge notebook. Do you remember the quiz that we created? Here is your quiz. As you can see, I do not have any download button. I cannot edit. I cannot change. That's one of the limitations that we have. So if you look at it in here, let me quickly make it here, or maybe make it bigger. You might want to use quizzes for your in-class teaching lessons with the students while the students are here right there and there, learn it together, and we're going to select something. It's B. Oh, that's right. Even if it is right, and some of your students will say, I don't really understand, why is it right? Then you click on explain, and it's going to explain in here in the middle. Oh, hola. You see, it is trying to pinpoint the mechanism of why it is right. So it's doing its job. It's trying to explain to you why this question this answer is correct, where it got it from, inline citing, right? It's pretty cool. All these things are right there and there, and that's how it is. Next is another question, and I made a mistake here. I'm going to explain again. It will do the same thing again. You cannot download, you cannot change. If you don't like it, you simply delete it and redo it again. So in my case, let's say your questions are wrong in that quiz, or the answers are wrong. It gives you some sort of gibberish something. In that case, you might want to do is simply delete it. You don't like it anymore, you simply go and do another quiz, and then very specifically instruct what to do. Instruct NotebookLM what to pay attention to. Maybe you might want to say, pay attention to spelling. Make sure, the contents are factual and everything. So these are little things that you can do. Slide deck means you just create a whole, PowerPoint out of it. I actually am almost done. And the last thing I really want to tell you in my objectives was something I mentioned, grab text. What I mean by grab text is those of you who want to upload because there is something wrong with particular slides. Do you remember? I mentioned under the video slides, I had a yellow highlights, and I mentioned there is something wrong in there. So let's say I need to fix that slide. And if I need to fix that slide, I need to go and find, actually, I'm going to reuse it here. You simply find that file, and here it is. Do you remember? It says it was something wrong, right? So if you click on it in Canva, those of you who use Canva, you go to edit, you go to Magic Studio. In the future, I plan to do it in details, by the way. This is enough for you to get started with it. That's the reason I am really rushing through. Magic Studio has, remember, background remover. Oops, I click on the wrong one. I'm not trying to remove the background. I'm just trying to get to grab text. It's called grab text. Pay attention to it. Magic Studio, grab text. What it does is it's going to this image and trying to find where the problem is. If you think there is a problem, you can change the wording or whatever. For example, let's say I want this to be the one that I need to fix. Grab. And now I can go ahead and change the wordings in this case, maybe I want to say OR, something like that, right? So if I want to do this or things, whatever I need to change, I come and change it here. Once it is done, I can now share it, download it. That's called grab text. That's the little tool that I use to fix my to fix any kind of, wrong spellings or any kind of issues that it has. So that's simply it. So it is 9:59. I actually don't have anything else to share. Thank you so much for staying and enjoying my crazy color tones.